Hey, great to use. It's Mr. Olson. Here's our next lesson on graphing. Now you can see I have a graph here that looks very similar to one that we've looked at in the past couple of lessons with one little bit of a change. Instead of counting by ones on this graph, I am counting by twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now, something very important I need to point out when we are making graphs like this, even if we're counting by ones, it's important, but it's even more important when we're doing a graph where we're counting by twos. And that is that your number lines up with the line on your graph. Okay, so you can see how my 2 is right next to this line, and the 4 is right next to this line, and the 6 are right next to this line, and the 8 are right next to that line, and the 10 are right next to that line. Okay, and the reason for that, it's very important in case I need to show a number that is in between one of the numbers on my graph. So, for example, this is my Lego pieces. So I just went and I took a great big handful of Lego pieces and I put them down and I counted them out by colors. And in that handful, only had 3 Lego pieces, but I don't have 3 on my graph. So how can I show 3 if it's not a number that's shown on my graph? Well, we know that 3 comes between 2 and 4. So I would just need to move my bar or color in on my graph to halfway between 2 and 4, because I know that halfway between 2 and 4 is 3. So that shows that I have 3 red Lego pieces. Let's put up for blue. For blue, I had 9. So to show 9, I'm going to go halfway between 8 and 10. Because the number between 8 and 10 is 9. So that would show 9 blue Lego pieces. White Lego pieces. Let's say I had 5. So we're going to move that up to halfway between 4 and 6. The number between 4 and 6 is 5. So that shows 5 white Lego pieces. I didn't have many browns. There was 1. So I would have to shrink this way down to show just 1 Lego piece, 1 brown Lego piece. Okay. So let's do some adjusting now on our numbers so that we can answer our questions. So let's say that instead of 3 red Lego pieces, I actually had 8. And blue, let's move it down to there. White, let's leave it where it is. Brown, we can leave it where it is. And now we can answer our questions. How many red Lego pieces are there? Well, we can look at our graph. We see that the bar comes right to the line with the 8. So we know that we have 8 red Lego pieces. How many blue Lego pieces are there? Well, our line goes between the 2 and the 4. So we know the number between 2 and 4 is 3. So there must be 3 blue Lego pieces. How many more red than white? Well, if I have 8 red and I have 5 white, 8 minus 5 is 3. So there are 3 more red Lego pieces than white Lego pieces. Okay, so you can make up your own graph of things that you can find around the house. If you have Lego pieces, that's a good thing to count. I actually had someone out there submit a graph yesterday of the fruit that they found in their fridge, which was pretty cool. So whatever you can find around your house to compare, they don't even have to be the same things, just things that you can count and put on the graph. if you can't find things, I'm going to adjust these numbers so that you can use my graph to answer the questions. And let's move the blue. Well, let's move the blue to there. And let's move the white down a little bit. Okay. There. Oh, it kind of looks like a staircase. So that'll be a good graph. If you want to use this graph, you can pause the video, answer the questions, or make your own graph and make up your own questions. Make sure to do some counting of the items. Make sure to do some comparison of more than and less than, more or fewer than, and take a picture and submit it to me on Seesaw. Happy learning!